Alright guys, my name is Frank and welcome to the second episode of Back to the Future in Forza Horizon 3. Now we're still going through the brand new Smoking Tire Car Pack DLC cars, and I thought rather than reviewing the Huayra BC by itself, I thought I may as well go back and explore the special edition Zonda Cinque. This has to be my favourite version of the Zonda apart from the Tricolore. I know there's endless amounts of special editions for the Zonda, and I still do believe they actually are making more, which is freaking crazy. But yeah, anyway, we're going to go ahead around this area today, check out the Cinque before jumping into the BC, and I have to say, it is still holding up in terms of design today. It is an absolute, I wouldn't call it gorgeous, but I would call it striking. Yeah, definitely. It's not got the curvy flows or stuff like that of a Ferrari, but it's a signature design, and that's why I like Pagani. They love to stand out. It's very, very cool indeed. So anyway, enough talk, let's jump into the thing. Now, this car I believe was made around about 2009. Oh, and it sounds good. A big 7.3 litre AMG V12. It's naturally aspirated as well, guys, so no turbo lag or anything, unlike the BC, but we just need to wait and see how that drives in a little second. But I took a little blast around online with this thing like 20 minutes ago with Andy, and it is pretty good, pretty damn good so far, but we'll try to get into more specifics about it while I am driving here. So yeah, I think we'll cut up here. Yeah, that's the first big highlight, is that noise. AMG V12. Oh yeah, if it sounds anything like that in the Aston Martins, it's going to happen. Well, I think the Aston Martins are actually getting V8s, which is a little bit of a shame, but imagine this thing in an Aston Martin. Oh my god. I mean, the Vulcan has a V12, so it kind of sounds similar, but at the same time it doesn't. I think the Vulcan's even louder than this. Oh my god, now there was a comment about the Vulcan saying that's the road that we actually want to go up to there. Bugger. I keep on, every time I go by that bit, I always muck up. But yeah, just a little bit of a U-turn there. But as I was saying, I think some of you were saying they actually ripped the sound off the Zonda R for the Vulcan. Now that you come to think of it, it does sound quite similar to it, but at the same time, I think it has a little bit of uniqueness about it. But anyway, let's see if we can get this mid-engine hypercar or supercar sideways around this. Oh god. I mean, it does like to slide right, but it's got so much downforce and so much grip from them freaking tyres, you don't get the sense that it actually wants to. Third gear, maybe second for this bit. Love that wee corner, man. Especially if you're in the right car, that wee S section. No, we weren't really going through that fast, but still a good little corner, man. Let's go by the Charger Hellcat. Now we're going to jump into one of the best things about Pagani. Holy shit, so many cars on the road here. And that is the interiors. Hands down, one of the best car interiors ever. Seriously, this and the Huayra, they're just on another level for making you feel special. And that's why you buy these things. You don't buy them for freaking well, some people buy them for lap times, but most people that buy Paganis want to feel exclusive. They want to feel very special because they're a lot more luxurious, in my personal opinion, than the Ferraris and stuff. Because the Ferraris, you don't really care about the interior and everything. You just want it to go fast. You want it to go fast, but with this, it's a different sort of thing. It's a different sort of thing. You do want it to go fast, obviously, but at the same time, you want to do it in the most special way possible. That's why I like the Zonda, man, and Pagani as a whole. But anyway, onto the actual specs. This thing spits out 678 horsepower, 575 horsepower actually, excuse me, and 0 to 60 time in 3.2 seconds, and has a top speed of 206 miles an hour. So 1 mile an hour above the McLaren MP4-12C, but that would be quite a good face-off against the 650S in this thing, because they are pretty similar in terms of power. Oh yes! It's such a direct car as well. It is one of them very, very pointy noses, but quite a loose backside. well, a loose backside when you want it. But as you can see here, I am not having any trouble at all driving this thing. It's bloody perfect. Clarkson summed this up in the best way possible. It's like a Nissan Micra, but the speed out of the window just, or the view out the window just speeded up. That is essentially what it's like. It's very easy to drive. Way! There we go. If you're in a low enough gear, it will spin up the rears. But for it being quite an older car in the supercar game, it is still holding up today. Definitely. So Huayra, you better watch out, sonny boy, because your older brother is still kicking it. He is still kicking it big time. Oh yes, now this is going to be a battle between naturally aspirated and turbochargers, because the Huayra's got a bi-turbo V12. So we're going to need to see, aren't we? We're going to need to see, man. But to round it off with the Zonda, I think we'll get a little bit of city drifting in, if we can. Yes, we've had our little grip section. Can't believe how quick 7 minutes went past there, man. I was just looking at the Elgato screen. That's the sign of a good car, man. I've always says that. If you're a YouTuber and you record, like you driving a car and that, if it goes past very, very quickly, then you know you're in love with the car. I mean, I used to do that when I wasn't on YouTube, just driving the thing and like hours passed. Just driving it around the streets and stuff. Oh god. Bloody Mercedes. Is that Horizon Edition one? I think it was. I really want the Horizon Edition tyres on nearly every single car, because I think it would go so well with like some old tuners and everything. But anyway, my final thoughts on the Zonda. It is still fantastic today. I think it's actually better than some of the modern supercars, man. I know this is already a modern supercar, but you know what I mean. The supercars of this year and a few years ago, it is brilliante. So the BC definitely has a lot to live up to. So then, here is the new boy, the Pagani Huayra BC. Now the BC in the name actually stands for the first customer of Ferrari. I can't quite remember his name, but if you guys know him, then let me know in the comment section below. But I know that is what it stands for. And what a way to freaking make a little celebration model dedicated to him, because that wing though, holy moly, and the whole rear diffuser and the trademark Pagani exhaust right there, it is gorgeous around the rear, and the rims as well, just oh my god, I think they're around about 21 inches front and rear. Jeez, all the carbon fibre everywhere. I love exposed carbon fibre. It is freaking great. Now, the one thing that I had a problem with at the start when I first seen this car was all the splitters and everything at the front, but it's really, really warm to me now. I love it. I really do like this. And obviously, we have got the little stripe running down all of the car right there. Kind of reminds me of the Lamborghini Balboni Gallardo. But anywho, enough chit chat. I am dying to drive this. I think the Zonda actually sounds better. I think it sounds a bit better, man. Definitely a lot more soulful sounding the Zonda is. Anyway, we're going to go down one of my favourite roads in this thing, and it still has the flaps. Okay, so it's got a double aero package. It's got, oh Jesus Christ, you cut out of me there, mate. Aye, it's got a basically double aero package. It's got the big spoiler, and it's got the adjustable air brakes and stuff like that. Bloody hell, man. You had to be in that specific spot there, BMW, didn't you? You had to be in that specific spot. Anyway, once you don't crash into BMWs, so far so good going down this road. Obviously it accelerates like a freaking monster compared to the Zonda, and it's starting to rain. That is not a thing that I want right now in a freaking 740 horsepower Italian hypercar. I do not want that indeed. Okay, we've got a little bit of an issue with Mango and his Vulcan. No, that's it's Alex and Mango having a little battle. It was actually Alex and the Vulcan. Holy moly. But anyway, these roads should be great for this in the rainforest. With all the active aerodynamics, as I said, pushing us down and not crashing into BMWs. But as I said, 740 horsepower in this thing, 737 pounds-feet of torque as well. 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds, and has a top speed of 238 miles an hour. So you are talking about 28 miles an hour more than the Zonda, maybe a little bit more than that. Holy moly, it's starting to team it down now, lads, innit? Team it down. That's such a Scottish pronunciation. Aye, mate, it's starting to team down the rain. Aye, aye, aye. Anyway, we'll go this way. But this is, I've got to say, good reports in the rain. I know it's just started, but it sticks to the ground like freaking super glue. Jesus, compared to the Zonda, it's, I wouldn't say it's exactly night and day, but God, you notice the difference if you drive them back to back. And yet again, this is a very, very easy car to drive, just like the Zonda. Oh, I thought we were going to smash in that barrier there. Probably say there's a tad more understeer in this car. GTR, move it out of the way. Yeah, definitely there's a wee bit more understeer. Plus the Zonda feels a bit more live end, back end more lively, that's what I'm trying to say. Whereas this can just grip and grip and grip. It is mental now. This thing has bi-turbos on it, and you can hear them, but I don't think there's any turbo lag, man. Now watch this, we'll go to the interior view, we'll stop and do a 0 to 60 test. That wasn't the smoothest one. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Go, go, go. It's just hitting the rev limiter, man. I'm trying to do it as soft as possible there. But it can go. It can bloody go, man. Look at it, we're already up to 160 miles an hour already. Stay on the left side, Frankie boy. You don't want to be going head first into a Mercedes van. 203 miles an hour. 200. Jesus Christ. Don't be in the love fear, please. I don't want to die today. I don't want to wreck this very, very expensive car. Oh my god. High-end downforce is fucking magic. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm not trying to overhype this car, guys. This is just how good it is. You know me, I tell it straight. Fuck's sake. Now, I must admit, the interior isn't as nice as the Zonda's. That's just my personal opinion. But I'm still not complaining. It is more carbon fibre-y, less blingy-blingy than the Zonda. But that's obviously because you're in the BC edition, the more track-focused edition of a track-focused car, essentially. Because the Huayra is a fucking monster on the track, as we know, even though it is a road car. Mr. Tomcat, get out me way. And yet again, just like the Centenario, this is a car you drive most in the cockpit view. 140 miles an hour around there, no hint of understeer. God's sake, I think it's just when you're going ballistically fast, you get a lot of understeer, but apart from that, it's pretty good. A bit of a jump over that crest back there. 7th gear in a little rural area, they must be shiting themselves, just like me. Oh my god, that is not a car you might be hitting into. A freaking, how many dollars is that? Well, we go by pounds here in Scotland and the UK, so I would probably say the Vulcan's is about 1.9 million, I think it is, maybe more. Oh my god, it gets your heart beating, this car. Definitely the most exciting car I've driven out of the pack. That includes the Spano. It's a lot more, whereas the Spano was raw, this feels a lot more pure. I know they're essentially the same thing, but it's kind of hard to describe. If you drive them back to back, the Spano seems a lot more meaty, whereas this feels a lot more ethical, and I think it's got something to do with the turbochargers. Even though the Spano was turbocharged as well, this gives off more of a turbocharger vibe than that car. It's less of an animal, but at the same time, it can still go like a fucking stabbed rat, man. It's probably, as I said before, one of the most easiest cars to control at the limit, because all that downforce with the wing, the rear diffuser, the front splitters, that aero, a little bit understeer, that was my fault getting there too quickly. I'm starting to know the limits of these rainforest roads, man. And the brakes. Hold on, we'll fling ourselves through Byron Bay and we'll see how it fares in terms of the brakes. Slight corner here. I always forget that's there. Only 6th gear. Get to 200, then we'll brake. On a straight, that would help. Oh god, roundabout! Roundabout! Oh my god! Jesus Christ. Right, so 200 and braking! That is bloody quick! Seriously, if I'd done that in that Camaro that I was driving a few days ago, if it could get to 200 miles an hour, then we'd be still going. It'd probably take us to the festival to stop. What a bloody car, man. What a car. And I don't know why I'm going off-roading it. Jesus Christ. Back on track, thank you, boy. Back on track. So, the epitomal question here. I'm getting focused. I'm getting shimmied around in my chair here. I'm getting excited. The epitomal question, or the final verdict, would I have this over the Zonda Cinque? That is a very, very tough decision. I mean, the Camaro one, the Back to the Future episode of the Camaros, I would probably take the new Camaro because it's a lot more redefined and everything. I know the classic cars like your muscle car dream and stuff, but I called that a draw. But this, I can't believe I'm saying this. This handles a lot better. I don't know, it could be split opinion on the looks. It grips a lot better, but I don't think it's got as much soul as the Zonda Cinque. So for that reason, I'm going to give this Back to the Future episode to the Zonda Cinque. I can't believe I just said that, but to me, when cars make you smile, when cars make you just want it, and when you connect with it, I think that is better. This to me is just a machine. There's not really much passion behind it, in my own opinion. The sound of it doesn't sound anything near the Zonda Cinque's. And the interior, as I said, doesn't really float my boat compared to the Zonda, so I'm going to give it to the older brother. And it deserves it. It is a phenomenal, phenomenal car. Not saying this is bad by any means. This is only like 1% down on the Zonda. But apart from that, if it just had a little bit of a better noise, if it just had a more appealing interior to me, then yeah, this thing would get it. But obviously, the biggest sum up of this thing would be, if you want to go on a track, get this thing, because it'll demolish the Zonda. But if you want to just go for a classic sort of show-offy supercar which stirs your emotions like nothing else, get the Zonda, definitely. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, guys. I know some of you might agree, I know some of you might disagree, but don't go starting wars. That's what we're not about. We're not about that on the channel. We're just respecting everyone's opinion. Unless you're being a dick about it, and then you can just fuck off, frankly. You can just fuck off. If you're just going to say, oh, fuck the Huayra, oh, stuff like that, then keep it to yourself, man. Keep it to yourself. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed it, and a like is always appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you are brand new. And yet again, thank you very much for the support. It does not go unnoticed. As you guys know, yous are all awesome. And what a shot. Look at this sky and everything, man. Oh, God. But I'm going to go ahead and drive these cars a little bit more today. And yeah, see you in the next one, guys. You can suggest a Back to the Future episode that you want to see. It can be an older version of a car, it could be a newer version of a car, it could be a newer car from manufacturer, and it could be an older car from manufacturer. But I've rabbled on to. Oh, it's so gone. Ah! I just blooming knocked down my freaking mic stand. Shit. Oh my god. Apologies if you've heard that, but see you next time, guys. Bye bye. Oh my god, that was a bit of a shitey ending, wasn't it?